Hello, welcome to badatpad, where an average guy, me, tries to beat endgame content. Today we're going to do some team building for Zapan, while on stream. So Zapan is the newest monster that we have received in North America here. I will show you the post, but I think I have to go to my Facebook and then you'll see all my Facebook friends and that'll be not good. But this is Zapan. He is the reward of a one-shot challenge. Today is Friday, by the way, Friday, July 6th. Yesterday was Thursday, July 5th, and there was a 3-hour one-shot dungeon that was available from 7 to 10 p.m. PST or 6 to 9 p.m. Anyways, if you beat that dungeon, which had a Noah dragon at the end, the reward for that is Zapan, and Zapan is used for a couple of things. So he has a pantheon of 5 others, which includes Borma, who we already have, and Buto, and other things. They're basically all going to be evolution materials for some new monsters we're going to get in version 15, which include new evolutions for the starter dragons, so Plesioth, Brachys, and Tyrannos, as well as, so Zapan is going to be, since he's water, he's going to be an evil mat for Plesioth. And the light and dark one are going to be evolution materials for the new mirror, which is kind of exciting. Not because she's extremely meta, but because she'll be at least usable again. And for the new Dark Athena evolution. So they both Mirror and Dark Athena will be getting evolutions in the future, and Zapan is part of the pantheon to evolve a bunch of these things. So that's what he is, and that's how you get him. You'll receive his dungeon in the mail, and if you open it, it'll be available for 24 hours. I have opened mine, but we're here to not talk about Zapan as a evolution material. We're here to talk about him as a leader, because he actually is a usable, pretty decent leader. He was on the tier list in Japan, and he was in the same tier as DR for a while. Yeah, so he forms a times 14, well, times 196 with 2 Zapans, times 4 HP multiplier. So 4 times HP times 196, I think, whatever 14 times 14 is, attack, and no recovery multiplier, unfortunately. And he is a sparkle leader, which means 5 orb 1 enhance leader. So you're going to want to get water orb enhance awakenings on your team. So let me show you the team I've come up with, and I'll tell you how I came up with it. So this is a team that I have put together right here. And since Zapan is a sparkle lead, by the way, sparkle is like 5 orb 1 enhance. Hello Mario Key, thanks for watching. Hello Ryan Wang from Toronto. Oh, it's Kodakuma. Hello Kodakuma. So I think I've never actually run a meta 501E before. I think the only 501E that I used was in the very beginning of my time playing pad, which was Tsubaki. I got a Tsubaki in my very first Godfest roll the week after I started playing, I think. No, second Godfest. I got Gaddius my first one. Gosh, Gaddius. But I've never actually, I used her for a little bit. She was kind of leaving the meta then, and I only had one of her, so I couldn't make the Tsubaki haste system that was around then. But from what my brain theoretically tells me, is the most important thing for a 5 orb 1 enhance leader is that you have a plethora of orb enhances, because you're going to need orbs to be enhanced, or else you cannot activate your multipliers. So basically 5 or 1 enhanced leaders means you have to match exactly 5 of an attribute, and at least one of the orbs has to be enhanced. And you can match it like in a line, in an L, in a cross. There's like a number of ways you can match them. I think those are actually all the ways. In like a line this way, in a cross, or in an L shape. And I can do a demonstration later on. Maybe in the next video when I actually try Zapan in a dungeon. So that's the first thing. You're going to want Orb Enhanced Awakening. Second thing is Zapan has very high HP, but he has no shield and he has no recovery. And in fact, he has a minus recovery if your monsters have an attribute of anything besides waters or fire, wood, light, and dark. That monster's recovery will be quartered. It'll be divided by 4. So he actually provides a little bit of challenge for team building, but I think that's actually why I find him kind of interesting, because he actually made me look through my monster box and find a bunch of stuff that give life to monsters I would not have used otherwise. So here's what I came up with. Before I say what I came up with, some more ideal monsters, I don't have like all the good water monsters. I have like a good chunk of water pantheon monsters. You're going to want to, again, if you're going to try to keep your recovery, try to keep your team with no other attributes besides water. So that means like no Amatsu, no Cotton, no like, what else is water and good? I don't know. Those are the two main ones I can think of. But Beach Eshimali is a really great option. She gives 7 water orb enhances by herself, so she's pretty great. I've also seen people using Nuts. But let me go over my team and then I'll go over what you could use instead. So this team is actually relatively monstrous. Look at this recovery on this team. It has 4748 recovery. Like if you go through any of my other teams, including my most meta teams, it doesn't even come close. It has 3659 on my Yusuke team, 3330 on this Vraska team. This team is the trash team. This is also farming team. So this is actually my highest recovery team, and I really tried hard to squish in as much recovery as possible. And I'm pretty sure it's pre-awakening. So most of the recovery comes from these first 2 monsters, especially Citri. But my first monster I want to put on this team that I think works is this non-pixeled Rinoa. I was like, I need water orb enhances. She has 4, pretty good, a pretty good amount of orb enhance on one monster. I did make and put the light Metatron assist on her to get more recovery. My goal is just like shove recovery in this team and shove orb enhance and then be done. Like that's as much as I can get. So the reason why I wanted to pick Rinoa out of other things, there's a few other monsters I do have, which I'll talk about, my potential options that I could have put on this team that I might still try putting on this team. 1, she has 4 over enhance, that's pretty good. Number 2, she's the only unbindable sub that I have on this team. Zapan himself is unbindable, which is nice, but none of my other subs are not. The Andromeda is not, the Skald is not, and the Citri is not. So I wanted an unbindable bind clear, and she does that. In fact, if I match a row of hearts, I actually will unbind 6 turns of bind. And also these 2 guys both have bind recovery, so I was like, sure, just shove all the like unbind stuff on Rinoa, because this team needs a UVBC. I can't use a Matsu, so that's why I picked Rinoa. Her stats are a little bit on the low side overall, but she does bring the orb enhance. She does bring pretty good recovery to the table. Her active skill is okay, does some bind clear, but you know, it's okay. So next I think is one of the more key monsters on this team, which is Citri. Citri, I actually had no idea that she could do this, but first of all, she's 3 orb enhance, which is a moderate amount of orb enhances. She actually has 3 team recovery ups. Like I've literally never looked at Citri before, like, because she's not good. She's not really meta normally, but for each of these things, I believe it's additive. You get a plus 10% of your base RCV, I think. I'm pretty sure it's additive. Someone on Reddit said it's additive. So she'll give us by herself like a team multiplier of 1.3 recovery, which is almost as much as the Maniac's recovery badge. In addition to that, she has, you can't see because I have all the pluses on her, but she has a base recovery of 1,300. So she has like almost as much recovery as Light Ideal, which is insane. So I did also put the Valentine's chocolate box on her, so she gets the heart TPA and even more recovery. So she makes a heart TPA, like 4 hearts, she's going to recover 1.5 times more recovery of her personal recovery. So she's basically my heal stick for this team with 3 orb enhance. Her act skill's pretty good. I didn't know it was like this. I wish it made hearts, but it does. It's a double orb change to water and a 1.5x orb move time for those pesky, you know, orb. Pesky time extend, blah blah blahs. Time extend issues, debuffers. So that's Citri. I think these first two are here mostly for the recovery and orb enhances. So I think the next 2 choices here are my power monsters. So this is an Andromeda. So the reincarnated Andromeda is mono blue, so she does not break the leader skill clause for Zapan. I think her awakenings are like okay. She doesn't have any orb enhance. She has a wasted row. We're never gonna make rows in 501E like do not mix at all. Like they are terrible for each other, unless you're playing on a 5x4 board, which I don't know why you would be. But she's actually going to be one of the main damage dealers. I did super awaken. First of all, she has okay recovery. It's like moderate recovery, because she's balanced. I did put a Weld Assist on her and super awaken her for TPA, because now she has 5 TPAs, which is as much as Sheet does, and a 7 combo. So if you do have enough orbs to make 5 a 501E and 4, so 9 water orbs. She's gonna do like a lot of damage, I believe. Let's see if let's cast 1.5 times 1.5 times 1.5 times 1.5 times 1.5. I believe this much. I might have done an extra one, I'm not sure. Did I? 1.5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. This much. This is as much as like almost as much as a triple 7 combo. And if you make 7 combos too with Skyfall, because I can't make 501E and TPA and get 7 combos on purpose, you will get double that. So pretty crazy. Let's see. Okay, so this is what Andromeda's for. And yeah, she has a board change too. And lastly, I just brought Scald. Scald is probably one of the 2 best options for follow-up attack for a Zapan team, because she, first of all, she's on color, meaning only blue, and she has a follow-up attack, cool, and she has Orb Enhance. The other one that's really good is Mizutsune. Not Mizutsune Hunter, the actual Mizutsune monster, the 6-star healer dragon. That guy is really good because it has the recovery boost for 6 turns in Hard Skyfalls, which really helps out Zapan when he's in a bind. You need to stall and heal. I do not have that, so I'm using Scald. Scald is more powerful than Mizutsune at least, so if you make, you know, double 7 combo sub, if you make 501E with 7 combos, she'll hit pretty strong. And I put an Erd on her just because of I wanted to. I could have put a number of other things on her, but Erd works. She makes hearts, she makes water, we're good. And lastly, I want to talk about Zapan. So options for assists on Zapan. Actually, let me talk about his Awakenings first. As a leader, we talked about his lead skill already. So Awakening wise for Zapan, he does have an SPR, which is nice. He is unbindable, which is also nice. No fingers, no skill boost, kind of sad. So he actually has 3 of these L unlock on Awakenings. The unlock part of the L skill no one really uses, but if you make your 501E into a L shape, it qualifies for his leader skill, and it'll give Zapan 1.5 times for each of the Awakenings, L Awakenings that he has unlocked. So 1.5 to the 3rd power. Stuff you could put on Zapan, and let me actually put something on him right now. I think one of his better options, one thing you could put on him obviously is probably like, he's a pretty short cooldown, so you could put like Fujin or something on him. Short ones is 6 turn cooldown once you have, what do you call it? Once you've max skilled him. His current act skill like isn't very good, it's not the best, so you kind of just want to inherit over it. In terms of what you could put on him, you can put a useful active, anything you want to. You could also put on a water orb enhancing active, or a water orb enhanced weapon assist. I think like Starling has some. I think like the water of the 2 heroes has them. Just look up the water orb enhanced assist, so you can put that on. I'm gonna put on this. Oh yeah, I'm gonna put on this. So this thing, Wood Ghost Spear Mistletoe, actually confers a L Awakening, so I thought that would be pretty good to put on him. I'm going to give it a try. So Zapan's personal damage will be pretty high with that. It should be at least higher than times 4. I think times 5 if I make an L now. So, oh, wait, I'm doing it wrong. Zapan, where are you? Wood Ghost, where are you? Okay, sweet. So other things you could use on a Zapan team that will work that I found is, let's go through my box by water orbs. So I think I actually really enjoyed team building for Zapan because it was a little challenging, and also, again, as I mentioned, it gave me a chance to reevaluate monsters that you would not normally use, that I would not normally use, and actually find pretty good use for them on a moderately strong leader. Stuff you could use. Unfortunately, Mel will not work. She's part fire, so as a recovery stick, she won't work. You could use Reincarnated Hermes. He's fine. These are his Awakenings. He does have 2 Orb Enhances. The rows are kind of wasted. His active skill makes water orbs appear more for 2 turns, which is nice. Unfortunately, he removes heals, but, you know, he'll make you a lot of water orbs in the process. So if you're trying to burst something down, you could use Hermes. So Hermes is okay. Acubens is actually really good. I was really debating between Acubens, this form of Acubens, and Andromeda, because he gives 5 Orb Enhances. Like, who knew that Acubens had 5 Orb Enhances? And he's a 7 combo and a God Killer, which is like pretty crazy. I think I'm going with Andromeda just for now, because I think two of the monsters, well, because Renoa has bad stats, so I'm trying to like, you know, avoid like low stat monsters. I think, oh, by the way, let me go over this first. The team I currently have, these are the, this is kind of like the, what do you call it? How can I click on this? Whatever, I can't click on it. This is kind of like the stats of the team, awakening wise, if you add them all up. So I have 6 SPRs, 6 Ls, not counting any assist, weapon assist. So 6 Ls, 9 orb enhances, 3 team recoveries, follow attack, some 7 combos, awakening unbind. So if you put on all like the freaking recovery boosts and also the other stuff, I will have 10 orb enhances, a bunch of TPAs which aren't on here. I'll have 4 L unlocks on the one Zapan, so it's pretty good overall, I think. Now, you could, I might try using this guy if I need more orb enhance to do good damage, but I'm gonna try Andro for now, give her a chance. But Occupants is pretty good overall. Unfortunately, his active skill makes it jammer, but it's a really short cooldown, so you can, if you're running this on an arena team, you could just put Fujin on him and have that be your short cooldown Fujin, and it would be pretty good. Who else works well? Who else works well? You could use Jace, I guess, but he's not that good. He does have time, which this team needs. What else? Unfortunately, Karin won't work. Oh, one really important thing you could do, to note is you could use Blue Sonya, because Blue Sonya already has really bad recovery, so even though she has the dark attribute, you could still use her, and it like wouldn't really affect you because she has such a bad recovery anyways. She does provide double 7s. She makes a bicolor of water, which is really nice. Bicolor board that includes water. And she also has L unlock, so she'll also benefit from the Ls if you make an L with the 501E that Zapan has. Who else? Ive doesn't work. Kundai doesn't work. Who else works? Orchi doesn't work. I think there's a Famiel form that's okay. This one, like, it's not amazing, but like, if you have nothing else, you could put the Famiel on your team. It makes a 4-color board. And I think the last one I wanted to touch on was that Nut is a pretty good option. Where's my Nut? Here's my Nut. Oh, there's 2 other good options. Not this one. This Nut form has 4 orb enhance and 2 TVAs and a heart TPA. She has no SBR, which is, you know, fine, depending on your other subs. Her weight stats are a little bit low, but she does have 4 orb enhance, which again is a little bit important. Yeah, but I think instead of her, I would rather run Acubens, because even though she has a heart TPA, her recovery, her base recovery is so bad, like the heart TPA doesn't really do anything for her. What else is good? Morimo Tonari is another option you could use. He does have a blue form. It's not good, again, it has 4 rows, which is good for water row teams, but it's not good for Zapan, because the rows are wasted on 501E. But he does make a bicolor of water and a 2-turn haste. Is there anyone else I want to talk about? Ayana I think I looked at, but it's not the best. Again, no orb enhance. She does do a spike, which is cool. So if you're looking for a water spike, she's an okay one. She does have a 7 combo, so you could use her if you really wanted to. But she won't be doing that much for you overall, compared to other options. This is actually one last thing I want to talk about. Kamiya Kaoru, if you want to forego, like, if you're like, I don't care about the colors, I'm just gonna like tank everything and not heal ever, I think what you could do that, and you can bring along stuff like Kamiya Kaoru as assists, because she does percent heal, so she will heal you 50% of your max HP, so, which is really nice because Zapan's, you're probably going to be getting on average like 130k HP in solo, which is insane, but this will heal then like 70k, can't do math, 65k of your HP, so if you bring percent heals like this will work well for you. And Kamiya Kaoru makes water, which is nice too. Cool, so I think that's the team building for Zapan in a nutshell. Again, general idea, you want to, oh, also you probably really want to run a time extend badge, because I don't think there's that many water monsters that are on color especially, or on color meaning pure water, that give a lot of time extends. Like this team has 2 time extends, that's its main weakness. So we're going to be running here with 5 + 1 + 2. 8-second move time. So I might end up throwing a bunch of time extend blatants onto Zapan. but it's going to be a little bit of a shorter time, unfortunately. So the main things you're looking for, you need orb enhance, and since you probably want at least 5 just to guarantee. If you have 5 orb enhance awakens on your team, every water orb that falls is guaranteed to be enhanced. So you want at least 5. If you get like 10 or more, you'll be doing a lot more damage. You want to try to get recovery, try to avoid colors besides water. Citri is probably the #1 like recovery goddess. And lastly, just bring a fall of attack if you can, like Scald, Mizutsune. Pixels that work with this team, there's a couple. You could use Pixel Renoa. I only have 1 Renoa, so I made her this form. This is Pixel Renoa. You could use Pixel Plesioth. You could use Pixel Tidus. There's not that many good water pixels, but let's see if I can find them. I think I have a Plesioth somewhere. We can take a look at what they have. Where is he? Do you know? I don't think Gunning will work for this team. Vea is my Tidus. Oh my god, where is he? Tidus! Tidus! Where are you? What color is Tidus? I think he's... Oh, here he is. So you could use Pixel Tidus, who does provide 2 Orb Enhance. Not bad. Unfortunately, he doesn't have any personal damage awakenings, but like none of the water pixels do. You could use Pixel Renoa. Oh, he does have true damage too, which is fun. And let me check Pixel Plesioth. I don't think I have a Plesioth saved in my favorites. Oh, you could also use this guy. He's not amazing as a sub, but he's like fine. He does make water orbs, so at least there's that. What else? Where is... Do I have a Plesioth? Let's see if I have one. If I can't find him, I'm not going to bother. Sweet. So you could use Pixel Plesioth. He does give you team recovery, which is something. If you have a Citri, you'll have 4 then. No personal damage awakenings, unfortunately, but, you know, he's a Starter Dragon. You can't expect too much out of him. So, I think that's all my tips and everything I can think of. Again, this is all so far theoretical, because I don't really want 501E teams, 501E teams. But this is my team with Zapan. Again, if it doesn't work out, I'm going to swap. I would probably swap Revo Andromeda for Acubens. So one of those 2. Everyone else, I think I should stay. Renoa, I think, even though she has pretty bad stats, is pretty important to have an Unbindable Bind clear on any team. I know Andromeda does have an Unbind Awakening, but she's not unbindable. So, like, you know, in the hard dungeons, they like a lot of the monsters like to do, like, try to bind your whole team. So it's important to have UBBC. So that's it for me. Let me know what Zapan team you're running, what works for you. I'm gonna get back to the stream, so I'll see you in the next video, which should be a Zapan test run of an arena. So I'll see you later. Goodbye.